had to do it. I literally had to do it. I had to get this off of my chest. For the last 4 or 5 years that I've been coming to Sweden, I have literally avoided this area because of the simple fact that I do not like to be in tourist areas. I am from New York City, guys, and I can count maybe on both hands how many times I've been to Times Square. But that being said, yes, I'm here. If you know, you can see behind me. I'll show you around me. As you guys can see, yes, I mean, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, Djurg&aring, right? And I am just outside the Viking Museum. And I am going to be heading to the what is it? I think it's the Vasa Museum, I believe. Oh God, forgive me, guys. Literally, I get on camera, I forget everything I'm about to say. But I'm going to the Viking Museum. I'm going to go through that because I have to see these things. And if anyone who comes to Sweden and you want, this is like a must stop. It's sort of like going to Times Square. It's like, how can you go to New York and not go to Times Square? This is that kind of thing. Yes, it is in a very touristy area, as you guys are going to see, but at the same time, it is really beautiful. You could see behind me over there, you could see the harbor, you see all the buildings in Stockholm, and I did choose one of the most beautiful days to come and do this. I believe this is the last day this week that the sun is out and the weather is going to be as nice as it is right now. As you guys probably know from my stories, you know, or my post, that, you know, it's been really, really nice here in Sweden for the last week or so. I mean, literally like spring. I mean, give it another 10 degrees and this is maybe 5 degrees. We're in Swedish summer. As I did mention to you guys, I am leaving Sweden for a little while. I'm going to be building a project in the Caribbean, you know, like glamping in the countryside. So I'm going to be building things. So I have a lot of land to clear and I have a lot of, you know, measurements and machines that need to come in and lay groundwork and things like that. So my estimate is to be away from Sweden for like 3 to 4 months, but I don't know how long. You know, as you're building things, you know, anything can pop up and, you know, it could take a little bit longer. So I am knocking these places out while I'm here. So I'm gonna try and do the Viking Museum and the Vasa Museum in the same video. So let's go. Got my ticket, guys, and I am heading in right now. I can't help but say how beautiful it is today. I hope you guys can get to see this on the camera because the sun is shining in this direction. But as you can see, all the people that are sitting down there on the harbor, I'm going to go down a little bit more so you guys can get a better view because this harbor thing goes all the way up there. And if you guys remember from some of my older videos, I was on that side when I went to see, I forgot what the name of that place I went to see, but it was Gamla Stan. I walked all the way from Gamla Stan down there and back. So you could see this is like a long walkway where people walk this whole walkway, and you can walk this all the way down to the Vasa Museum, or you could come and sit over here when the sun is nice. All right, guys, so let's go inside. I'm in here now, guys. I am not, well, I guess I could probably do commentary, but yeah, I'll try my best to do some commentary. But as you guys can see already, this is a replica of a Viking ship. And over here, I'm not quite sure what that says, but you guys can pause that. And then these are some bones. Now, I don't know if those are real bones, but you can see there's this like a sword thing here. Not sure what that is. And then there's something here with coins in it. That's really, really cool. And then here's a sword. This is really cool. Look at this thing. This is amazing. Just checked my coat and I am going to go around this museum now and take a look. Over here, guys. These are some like axe. Let me get a little bit closer so you guys can have a look at these. Wow, I think these are original because they do have the age on them as well. Maybe not. There's some information over here. You guys could pause that, read about it. And then over here, they do guided tours, but I am just trying to bang this out really quick, see as much here as I can, and then head over to the Vasa Museum. Just spoke to a gentleman who works here, and he said that there's a mix of some of these are original, some of them are replicas. I would say by looking at it, most of them are replicas. This is like a Viking spear over here. Oh wow, look at this crossbow. That's really cool. But I mean, even though they're replica, guys, this is how they used to do it back then. So it's just a depiction of that. And then you guys can pause that and read it. And this would be like a shield from back then. And over here, you guys can pause this and read about it. I'm just gonna go through this really quick, guys. There's just like a film about Viking stuff, and there's like a board over there that gives you like a timeline of Viking stuff. But let's take a look at this over here. Okay, so here's a helmet we have, but not quite sure if that's original or it's made to look like an original, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Over here, these look like there's like an English translation over here, guys, where you can see it, but you know, you can pause the video if I'm moving too fast, because again, I am not spending a lot of time on each individual thing. I'm not quite sure what that is, but one of you guys could comment. There is a board here that explains it. But if you guys would like to comment for other guests, please do. And over here, what do we have? This is a neck shackle. Okay, so I'm assuming that this is something they would use when they're imprisoning someone, sort of like what we do today. Like these would be like handcuffs. And there's an image of a little girl standing there on the wall. And then you guys can pause this to read it. And it's the invisible people. And you can also pause that. And then here's another thing over here. You guys can pause and read about that. Give you a pretty good view of what's going on in here. There's a lot of like screens that depicts things, and it actually tells you about it. You can also pause this, guys, read about it. So far, I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of underwhelmed with the presentation here. It seems a little more like, you know, I don't know, it's just not as authentic as I thought it was going to be. So I'm just going to run through this really quick and try to spend more time at the Vasa Museum. Here's an axe. You guys can read about that as well. And this is like the way they used to dress back there. And in the other room, they're doing a guided tour, guys. So I am going to try my best to be a little bit quiet. This is a depiction of a rune stone. Possibly could be a broken rune stone. And there's a comb that they used to use back then. And there is explanation of what that is. And let's go over here. Yeah, this is just sort of like fox things, and you know how they used to put whatever, you know, creams they use in a jar. It looks kind of good though, and look at that. Wow, that's really cool. I'll show you guys this over here as well. This is how they used to measure their tokens and their money. Wow. Yeah, look at the scale. That's really cool. I don't know if you guys could see that. There's a lot of reflection here. This is money. So this was original that they found. And, you know, because it's so old, it's all cracked up right now. But again, you guys could pause and read about that. And I'm going to show you there's real coins over there. The light is hitting it so hard that it's really difficult to see. But yeah, that's really cool, guys. Over there, they're doing a guided tour. So here is a man who is dressed, or a depiction of what they used to look like back then. Here is, these is an ear swab. So with that there, you see it there, guys? This is an ear swab. Oh my God. Can you imagine what they got out of the ears with that? Jesus, what kind of wax were in there? Yeah, but wow, this is super cool. And again, there's a lot of explanations on as to what things are. I'll give you a view. You know, this is the plates and how they used to use them. And you can read about that there. This is how they used to have dinners and stuff. We're gonna go back in that area in a second because they're doing a guided tour. This is like a little Viking village, or you know how they used to do it back then. That's really cool. And over here we have some bronze necklaces, which I don't know if that comes off on the camera really good. We have some Viking age necklaces, and here is another one. I think it's bracelets. And here is a needle, which is pretty cool. And this one is a brooch, which is really cool. I take you guys a little closer so you can see it. So this is definitely, I'm pretty sure, is an original because it's behind the glass. But that's really, really cool. I'll give you guys a view of this, and you can pause it to read about that because it explains what this is and how this door is, as you guys could see. I give you a view of that. This is really cool, actually. I actually like that. And over here, it says, by the beginning of the Viking Age, a very unique Nordic style in art ornamentation had developed, what mainly distinguished out in Scandinavia, animal orientation with motifs. Okay, so this is just explaining the era and how and why they made things the way they did. Let me give you guys another view before I move along. That's pretty cool. I actually like that a lot. Wow. And here is a stone. I'm not sure, but it definitely has, like, I'm sure this is original because it's behind the glass. And it says a very few of the preserved picture stones contain any runes. Okay, so this is similar to a rune stone, but a preserved picture rune stone, which is actually really cool. What else do we have here? Wow, what is this? Silver treasures are probably still hidden around in Sweden. So this was like treasures that people would hide. So I'm assuming again this is real because they wouldn't keep it behind the glass. And then over here we have some more, which is like a Gotlandic woman's grave gifts. So well, let me show you guys this. You can pause it to read about that. But that looks really, really cool. So this I want to show you guys because in Scandinavia, not just in Sweden, but Norway and Denmark as well. I think Iceland, they do this as well. They worship, there's many different gods. So there's Odin, and each of these gods have different meanings. Some are, I think if I remember, some are wind gods, some are, all kinds of different gods. You see it there, guys. You can pause to read about that. Obviously, Thor is like world famous because, we have Marvel Thor, Odin, so you can pause and read about that. Then here we have Frey. Not sure which or what god that is, but you can pause and read about that. Then there is the goddess Freya, which you guys can read, pause about, and pause and read about that. And then Loki. I've never heard of Loki, but that's pretty cool. Again, pause and read about that. And then there's Udun. And let me see, Udun is one of the female goddesses of Aesir and the goddess of youth. Okay, I'd like to meet you. That's really cool. And look at this handsome dude, Mimir. The spring of wisdom was guarded by an ancient giant called Mimir. Okay, I'd like to meet that guy. And then here's Hel. Definitely not going to be at my dinner, one of my dinner guests. Hel is the grim queen of the underworld. So you could pause and read about that, guys. This is quite beautiful here. I actually like this little depiction. This is cool the way they made that. Look at the door in there, guys. That's awesome. And look at the roof, like the shingles roof. Wow, that is super cool. And then now you have, look at the people there. So this is the way it looked back then. And it still kind of looks like that in the Swedish countryside where I live. Some areas that you go to, they have some things that are still, this old. Some of them have fallen apart, but still looks beautiful. The temple in Uppakra, under the Scandinavian fields outside Lund, lies the most powerful ancient central location found in Scandinavia. Lund has been on my list of places to go to because I also have a friend there who I want to visit. So when I do come back, and when I come back, I will definitely put that on my list. And here is another rune stone. And for those of you who are watching this for the first time, there are rune stones all over Sweden. So you can, while you're driving, find these all over Sweden anywhere. Let's go inside this room and let me see. There is not much outside here that is explaining this, but I would assume that this would be like a Viking room. As you can see, the shields are there. I love this up there. And then there's another shield over there and another shield over there and some skulls of heads. But look at this chair. I think this is where the Viking king would sit. And this is really cool. If you look inside here, you see like, I believe, is that wolves? Not quite sure, but they look like some type of dogs or something like that. But this, I mean, look at the side of this. Guys, it's very difficult to see this on camera, but this is really cool. I mean, can you imagine like the head of the Viking clan, like literally sitting in this chair? Wow. That's awesome. Just wanted to show you guys this. So basically a lot of the ways, and I mean, you guys should know this all over the world, how they find a lot of the Viking villages and the bones and the things that they used to use back then is from archaeology. So I'm sure there is still a lot to be discovered under the grounds of Sweden. I can only imagine what I probably need to start digging up underneath my house. Here you can see, you can also play these games over here. And oh wow, look at this area. Okay, this is cool. Look at this, guys. Oh man, there's so much reflection from the mirrors over here, but this is really beautiful. I'll take you guys a little bit closer so you can see the craftsmanship. And this is all made out of leather. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous, guys. Wow, look at that. That is really, really awesome. Let me just give you guys a better view of what that looks like. And then over here, this says, I am trying to find them. It says on, okay, sketches of a national romantic style buildings, both villas. Okay, so this is something more modern. I'll show you guys that. Absolutely beautiful, all these things that are in here. So I'm assuming those are the original sketches for the museum, I suppose. But you guys could have a look at that. And let me get a little closer with the pictures. Wow, absolutely beautiful. Let me take you over here so you guys can see this. So, you know, none of this is original. It's just a depiction of what I am assuming a Viking king, yeah, would look like, which is super cool. Wow. Okay, let's move on. Wow, this is awesome here as well. Show you guys a view of that. Oh wow, look at this. So now they have comics in here. So this is like a little bit of the history of, like, you know, Viking memorabilia from the past. So I'll give you guys, I mean, some of these comics are probably priceless right now. Insane. So I'll give you guys a view of where we're headed down. It's just like history's memorabilia of Viking pieces. And it looks like the museum is pretty much done. So that was really, really quick. I just have one more area that I want to see because we didn't get to see it. So here, you can pause that. This is a replica of what it looked like. Then over here, you guys could also see, this is a wall of like history's Viking memorabilia, which I think is super cool for you guys to see. If I'm moving too fast, once again, just pause the video. Wow, that's cool. Look at this over here, guys. Oh my gosh, that is literally a whole ton of Viking memorabilia. I mean, look at these guys. Wow. This is a collection, people. And I know there's people that collect this stuff around the world, but man, this is something else. Wow. That is super cool, guys. So you guys can see that. Wow, that's awesome. I think this one here is really funny. Wow, give you guys a view of this. Wow. And then there is cassette tapes, Viking cards, and I guess that's like a video game cartridge. So we're gonna walk back to the opposite side over here because I want to show you guys this little room that I missed because she was doing a private tour in there. So let's see. This is the room over here. And I'll give you guys a little view. Obviously, there's a lot of, depictions of what it used to look like back then. And this says the children. You guys could pause that to read about it. And there's some boxes over here that would be like jewelry boxes. I guess this is the private tour area because this is the second time I've been here and someone's doing a private tour. So you guys can see. So I guess this would be like the depiction of how they used to live back then. Again, some people still live like this in the Swedish countryside, not exactly this way, but like where they hang the meats. And where I live, I have some neighbors that still do similar things but in a modern way. Hey. Yeah, over here. You don't mind if I put you on the camera, ask you a question? Okay, awesome. So what was this room used for mainly?
So this is something, the Vikings lived mostly in the farm. You have many small houses with different things to do.
Yeah.
But mostly you have the long house, and that could be 50 meters wide.
Like what we saw over there.
Over there. I have actually been digging out one of these, and it was 50 meters long and maybe 8 meters in height. So really big constructions.
Wait a minute. You've been digging one of these out of the ground?
Yeah, as an archaeologist.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean,
we only find the piece of where
the posts
were,
yeah.
And then we can photograph it
from above. Yeah.
We can see exactly how the house looked like, and then we also find, of course, a lot of textile tools for spinning. We find bits of shields and cooking stuff and other
shields.
things. Yeah.
Wow.
They sometimes put the shields on the wall, and then small pieces of them can fall down, and it ends up in the floor. So.
Wow! And where does these things get delivered or displayed?
They end up in the museums, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what I'm shocked about is that here being the Viking Museum, and as you just mentioned, I'm sure there's so much things that were uncovered throughout history that there wouldn't be more original pieces in here.
So there is 2 Viking museums in Stockholm.
Uh-huh.
And I think we are very good at different things. So if you go here, you will meet a lot of Viking nerds, archaeologists that can tell you the story, make you a private tour and so on, tell about the craft, how we colored things, how we eat, how they're fighting, how they travel the world and so on. But if you want to look at the original pieces, then you go to the History Museum in the center. And I love that museum.
Oh, wait, I haven't. I think I've been there. That's the one that is.
It's a big jello building.
Yeah, it's not here. It's on the other side, but like similar by the water and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went there, and they have like the Royal Collection also.
Oh, no, not that one.
Oh, okay.
This is another one. It's called Historiska Museet or the History Museum.
I could have sworn.
Yeah.
Okay, so the one I went to that has the, a lot of royal stuff in it, from the royal houses in the past. That's not the one.
No, that's
okay.
They talk about.
I'm a bit retarded. I'm sorry.
that is later in history. So because in the Viking Age we don't. Of course we have a lot of kings and local leaders.
Yeah.
But we don't have any countries. We don't have Sweden, Norway, Denmark. There is no Viking country. There is many small local communities. They identify and call themselves by different names.
Yeah.
Like from here in Stockholm, Svear. Then we have Djurg&aring, West Coast, East Coast, and so on. Sometimes these groups or tribes, if you call it, fighting each other. Sometimes they work together to raid and pillage farms, or to go
not
trading.
funny, but
Or to go trading in the East. The biggest part of the Viking Age economy is to go trading in Istanbul and Baghdad and all of these places.
Well, I'm glad I stopped to talk to you because now there's one more place that I didn't see in Stockholm yet that I need to go and see. Okay.
You will actually find me in a picture on the wall there.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much. You just heard what she said, and I did it. So we are now done with this Viking museum. There is a bigger Viking museum that has the real artifacts in it, as she said. Let's see this boat before I leave. I saw it from the other side. Now we're over here. You guys can see. Oh, super cool. And then there's an explanation over there. So as I was saying, guys, there is a bigger museum that has original artifacts. So hopefully I can get to visit that one before I leave. I don't know if I'll be able to fit it in. As you just saw, I'm glad I spoke to her. She was super, super cool. Gave a lot of information. Unfortunately, I definitely went to, well, I wouldn't say the wrong Viking museum. I would say it was one of the Viking museums. I am going to head to the other one, which has more authentic stuff. But I just want to show you guys this absolutely amazing view over here. I mean, it's like Stockholm on the opposite side. I've been down here before, but this is the first time I'm actually walking on this side I've been down further, but not up here. And this is absolutely gorgeous. I couldn't have picked a better day to do this. So now I'm on my way over to the Vasa Museum. This is so beautiful today. It is Sunday, actually. So as you can see, that is Grönaland, which is Sweden's like amusement park. So this is the famous one here in Stockholm. And then this is a big giant ship. Not sure what they used that for before, but it's called Saint Eric. Anyway, so this is such, I mean, as you can see, I showed you guys before, people are just sitting outside because, you know, it is literally unheard of right now in Sweden in, what is this, March, for the weather to be like this. Yes, I know it does happen once in a while. I've been here for 5 years. This is the first time it's ever happened. So this is something to behold. It is a really nice walk coming here though, or going to the museum, because I know you guys saw before, there's a lot of restaurants that align the waterfront. So there's one here you saw, like down there, looked like a beer garden, but they're restaurants. And the place that I was sitting at is also a restaurant. So guys, if you're coming to Sweden, definitely come here. If it's your first time, come here in the summertime when the weather is beautiful. You could come to this area, you could sit outside, you could see the views, you could have something good to eat. And then look behind me, guys. I know you guys have seen, some of you guys have seen this view before. As I've said, I haven't walked from, you know, this part down to over there. I actually started from all the way down there, but this is, I mean, even for me, guys, like, this is just super, super beautiful. Like literally, like me going to the Caribbean is one thing. I was just thinking, like, yeah, when I'm on the beaches in the Caribbean is gonna be something else. But this is also like, I mean, look at this, guys. This is a literal postcard moment, and I'm getting emotional. You know, of course I'm coming back. I have a home here. I'm obviously going to be back. Look at this yacht right here. Wow. But wow, this is, and look, and now the sun is even coming out even more. Wow, guys, get out there, explore, live your lives, people. Go out there, whatever it is, put your mind to it and speak it into existence. It will happen. Just got my ticket to the Vasa Museum, and now I'm going in. Very dark in this place, I must say. I almost didn't even realize that it was open or not. So let's go inside here and see. Upon entering, as she mentioned, there is the big giant ship, and the lady here with the jacket that says staff I just spoke to. So basically, guys, this is this was built by, this is an original, she said. I believe it's 98% or 95 or 90% you know, intact. Just a few pieces of it that's missing, but I mean, look at the bow up there, guys. Wow. So she said this was built by Gustav Vasa's family. So this, again, people, I've been living in Sweden or coming back and forth or living here for 5 years. I've, you know, purposely avoided this area, but I did choose to come here on a Sunday because it's less people that's here. But, you know, it is really a sight to behold. Looking at this thing right now, standing here, to even think that this is an original and this is 98%. And I believe she said it was more than 90% intact. I mean, absolutely. Look at this thing, guys. Wow. I am really happy that I came here before I left. Like, this thing is out of this world, people. Like, look at that. I mean, look up there at the mast. It's like crazy. Wow. can you imagine the construction, like the time it took for them to carve this thing? Like, look at the details in there. And I'm sure if there was more light in here, there's more details within the ship that you could see. And I mean, just to think that this was all done by hand, you know, like, like just imagine. Now they say the pyramids of Giza, people are trying to say, oh, it's built by aliens and all of this stuff, but when you see something like this, people, you can understand that that most likely was built by humans. It's really, really nice. I'm glad I did choose to come here on a Sunday, because it's definitely not a lot of people here. Look at the way like these windows open here. So that would be like, I'm sure probably when they put out, because this was, I don't see that it was powered by wind or anything. Maybe, they put out the paddles, or you know what I mean. I'm gonna go down there in a second, guys, because wow, look at the anchors over there. Wow, I am really, really, really happy that I came here to see this thing, because this is, I've seen this, and, people have always talked about it, but me, guys, I try my best, to avoid the most touristy places, but this, guys, if you ever come to Sweden, try your best to come here just to see this thing. It will, honestly, right now, this has definitely changed my perception. I mean, and I've seen what we can accomplish today, but I'm talking about back then. If you see the size of this thing, and this was done out of wood and hands, then I definitely have to question my belief in who built the pyramids and all these megalithic structures around the world. Look at this thing here, guys. I mean, this is beautiful. And so some of these would be gun ports over there. As you can see here, this is a smaller, actually, this is okay, so it was by sails, because as I'm looking at this is a smaller version of the larger one, and you could see the cannon ports over here. I mean, look at the front over there, guys. Let me give you a slower shot. And when I say, people, you're watching the vlog right now, when I say this is the smaller version, like literally this is the size of like a regular size, or just above a regular size canoe that a normal person would use, to navigate or go through the water. So just to give you the context of the size of just the replica of the original ship. And this original one right here, right now, as I'm looking at it, I can't even get it all in one frame. This would be the size of a cruise ship, or what we call a cruise ship today. So just to give you the scale of how massive this thing is. I mean, the craftsmanship that went into building just the replica of the original. I mean, look at this thing, guys. It's like just the work itself to build this, and you just imagine that they built that. That is just absolutely insane. It's like, wow. I want to show you guys, I just realized that there were people on the deck of the ship over there, and they're doing like what they would have done back then. You see like the cannon sticking out over there. And oh, there's some information here. Research the colors of the ship went on 12 years. Some 30 sculptures were studied, and so 12 years. So in 2007, 2008, the model was painted. Okay, so you guys can pause that and read about it. But seriously, man, this is on a whole nother level. Like, let's go around this side here and take a look. I mean, whoa, guys. Look at this, people. I wish I could show you my face right now, but it's so dark in here. It's like, you can't really see much, but wow, that's cool. I mean, I can't even get this gigantic ship in one frame. I mean, it's just out of this world, people. And then I guess that would be like, I keep forgetting my words, guys. When I'm recording, I'm thinking really fast, so forgive me. This would be the dinghy, what we would call the dinghy, but there's another term for it. I'm sure one of you guys are going to comment in the comment section, but man, look how, I mean, dude, this is on another scale, guys. Like the size of the building that we're looking at right now is on another scale. If you can look over there to give you an idea of how massive this is. I'm not quite sure if these, well, no, they're not originals, but just gonna show these so you guys can see that. And here as well. Now we have these over here. That looks pretty original right there. I'm not sure what that says, but we'll go over to the explanation right here. And by 1953, Anders Fransson knew that the Vasa ought to lie somewhere in the Stockholm harbor. Oh wow, that's super cool. But you guys can pause that and read about it. That is really, really awesome. Wow, excellent. And right over here, you can also pause this and read about it. These were like, I'm sure there's an explanation for this. Yes, it is at the bottom. These are some ships from Sweden's history. Here you can see 1961 Vasa had been made watertight, the pontoons. And anyway, guys, you can pause and read about that. It's also here in Swedish. And just go over here, which looks like some oil tankers and some things like that. And down here is like, I'm sorry guys for the reflection. It's so dark in here that you really don't get it enough light to be able to record properly. But this is a depiction of the ship that we're looking at, guys. And then over here, there is an explanation. Then up there, you could see these boats that are right here. This one looks like a military boat. The other ones over there look like they carry fuel. And here is a dive suit. That is absolutely cool. You know, back in the day, guys, when they go to depths, can you imagine having this thing on your head that was like weighing, I mean, it's made out of copper, but it was really heavy. And then here is the line. In the United States, we have the Navy dive team. I think back in the day, the Navy dive team in the United States was set a world record for the deepest dive. Here you can see where you guys can pause and you can read all about this information. I don't know if you guys can see this on camera, but there's like a depiction of a diver being underwater doing something to a ship. And there's some relics over here as well. Give you guys an explanation. This is what it would look like back in those days. As you guys saw from when I visited the castles, you can see like her style right there. I think, you know, like this, the top thing over there, it is creepy as hell. But I could imagine that was the style back then. Here would be like inside the ship, they will have barrels down there, probably liquor in there, cannons up at the top over there. Now this looks pretty cool. I'm not sure if this is how they did it back then. I'm probably going to assume that it is. If you guys know, comment below, because I'm just running through this really quick, guys, and I am not spending as much time to read any explanations. Here is another view from another angle, and I'm telling you, this thing is massive. Like seriously massive. If you were to put it upright, I think it would probably be about half the size of our former World Trade Center. I mean, this thing is huge. When you look up there in the back, you could see, like, you know, I don't think, is it a royal symbol? I think it is. But just think that this was all done by hand. Let me take you guys a little bit closer. Wow. I mean, this thing is, I mean, look at this right here. Dude, you saw this on the water back then. You knew this meant business. Wow. I'm gonna take you guys upstairs just to give you a view of the entire area over here. And up there is what the colors of those things look like. And then over here, these are depictions of, you know, the things that are on the boat, I believe. So let's go over here, guys, because there's a lot of people. Well, you know, they're doing tours. That is really beautiful. I guess that's also on the ship. And this would be the minerals. There's a board over there that has all the explanations, but I'm not going to bother spend the time to go over there right now because it's just too much And I believe it seems like this Tor is following me and I'm trying to get away from them. But yeah, this is super, super cool. Like, this is the stuff that I'm into. The Viking Museum, or this one that I just went to, I mean, it is cool in its own right, but I think I need to go to the other one to really get the full effect, like what we're seeing over here. Here is another angle of this beautiful ship, and it seems like I'm trying to get away from this private tour, but they keep getting closer. But yeah, guys, I am just speechless at the level of craftsmanship that went into building this thing. I mean, I don't know if you guys could get a scale of how massive this is. Like, I'm trying to do my best to bring it to you guys, but wow. This thing is crazy. This is the room that I wanted to go into when they had the tour. Let's see what this thing is. Wow, that's super cool. That is super cool. So here you guys could see, that's in Swedish up there, but at the bottom you could read all the description about it. I give you another view. Wow. I am trying to capture all the angles. Not sure if you can see me right now. So I'm going up to the second floor to get a better view of this ship. And this is the view from up here. I think there's another floor above me, but wow, look at this thing. That is super beautiful. And I think you guys get the idea now, the size of this thing. Magic. Wow. This is like how one of the cannons here would be positioned inside the ship. As you can see how detailed this is. Wow, that's cool. So this, like where we are, the floor we're on, it's hard to see, but there's a bunch of cannons like sticking out. So this is like a replica of what it would be like to be inside the ship. As you can see, if you guys can see that, and I have to bend really low, you know, this would be like what it would be like if you were inside the ship. This right here would be basically how it would look with people inside the ship while they were working. So you could see like the cannons are over there, guys. And then down there, you'll see like people pulling ropes and doing all different sorts of things. This is like a hat, and it is an original hat. So an expensive hat or a simple cap, headgear showed who you were. Most men wore a hat or a cap of some sort, both at sea and on land. That is really, really cool. There is like some uniforms and things like that. Some hats, guys. I'm not gonna spend much time on doing explanations and all of that because there is a lot to see and there's another floor to go up. So this video is gonna take like over an hour. I don't want it to be over an hour. So we're just gonna go through this really quick. Really, really cool. Look at the boots. These are super awesome. So old that they're falling apart. The hat, really cool. Absolutely love this jacket. That is awesome. Here's some boots as well, made out of leather. You can see how old they are. Look at these shoes. These are absolutely beautiful. There's a design in that, but it's actually not there anymore. This looks like some type of nails or something that goes into the shoe. This looks like gloves as well. This looks like some type of bathing thing, you know, or whatever they keep in that. Guys, comment below. I'm going through this really quick. Like I said, there is a lot to see. I'm trying to not make this vlog over 1 hour. And there's some like pots and things like that over here that they used to use. Very nice plate. This was a stoneware flask imported from Germany. That's really, really beautiful. Wow, this is gorgeous. This is a screw top pewter flask. These are super beautiful. And, you know, this would be stuff that I'm sure that they would use to eat, obviously. Wow, look at this one. This is really old. Imagine the value of these things. I mean, out of this world, guys. Look at these old rifles over here. Like, they're so old they don't even like hold up anymore. Like, That is super, super cool. I'll just take you guys down this little row. Wow, look at this little box. This is a box. It says box with chip carved design. Okay, well, that's nice. And this is a wooden canteen with carved initials. Wow, that is really nice. You'd have to be someone special back in those days to have something like that. Wow, this is really, really cool. Wow, all these boxes. I mean, guys, can you imagine? Do you know how far in history we're going? I mean, look at this rope. That is a Brentwood box containing rope remains and shoe pegs. Wow, this is out of this world. As we saw before, there's some shoes over here. These shoes look a little bit weathered. You know, I don't know what the dates on these are, but it definitely looks really, really old. Wow, absolutely beautiful, people. Look at the detail in the front of the cannons over here so I could show you. Wow, that is absolutely beautiful. Look at over there. I think these are calves. Wow, you would not want to get hit with that or this one over here. I mean, this is like, these are replicas over here that you could actually touch, but man, those were like on another level if you got hit with one of those. And look at these old guns over here. Wow, look at these ones. Wow, this is, I mean, the light, guys, I'm so sorry, but the light is just, it's hard to really capture anything, especially when they have it so dark and then all the reflections from the light. This is like a piece of a sword. Wow, guys, look at this. That's super cool right there. And look at this one over here looking like Thor's hammer. Man, it's, oh wow, that is beautiful. Make repairs mallet. Wow, that is really cool. And guys, this is an original. We are at the last floor, and I just want to give you guys a view of what this looks like back here, and that is the royal seal back there, as I said before, so you guys could, I'm sorry, you guys could get a better view. I mean, wow, this is a sight to behold, guys. I mean, this thing is beautiful. Wow, here is the final view I'm going to be giving you guys of this Viking ship. And I mean, we're at the very, very top of this. The higher you could go is just there, and I don't see the point in doing that, but here it is in all its splendor. From the final view of this, I think this part of the vlog is actually taken up almost 1 hour. Down there, there's some statues and things. We're gonna go down there and take a quick look. As you guys saw from when I was standing up there, there is a lot of these, and we saw them before. I'm not gonna spend the time to go through each one of these. It's gonna take probably 30 minutes to go through each one with explanation and everything. So I'm gonna leave that out, and I'm gonna leave that for you guys to come here and see this for yourself. The breakhead lion, it's the lion figurehead. King Gustav II, Adolf, the break-in-head lion lunges forward with coat of arms of the royal house of Vasa between his paws. The lion is a symbol of courage, strength, and real power, royal power. So, give you guys a view of this. And that's beautiful. And there is the royal crest. Wow, beautiful. Look at that, guys. And there it is. There's the ship. Give you a last view down here. There's the ship. That's what we came to see. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful exhibition. Guys, there was so much to see and so much to capture that you can see that I did pretty much 99%. I did capture about 99% of everything that was in there. The other 1% you saw really briefly. I believe this video is over 1 hour long already, which I don't like to edit long videos because they take forever to upload. But anyway, guys, that was it. That was the Vasa Museum. Anywhere in the world you are, if you come to Sweden, definitely come and visit this place. It is a point in Swedish history, although there is a lot more to see outside of Stockholm, because Sweden is a beautiful place. Even though I'm headed somewhere else, I will be back very, very soon. Thank you guys for taking this ride with me. Comment below. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to like. And don't forget to subscribe, guys. Peace, love, joy. And remember, I have an Instagram account. It's Garth Loves Travel. If you guys want to message me or anything like that, I do post daily things about food, my life, and everything. So go over there, check me out, subscribe there as well. Peace, love, joy, and happiness.